Come on in, sit down. You cut the hardcore crew chewing the fat. You cut us shooting the shit. You cut us in the moment. What's up, James?
Japanese Nutbuster Show?
Yes, that is our YouTube word search of the week right here on In The Moment.
Wait,
We're
what?
already in the moment. You jumped right into it.
Wait, what? Japanese, what? Huh?
Yeah, you have some strange country folk, James.
Country folks? No. There's a difference between country and continent.
Yeah, looks like from the object of the shows, they're supposed to read like a slogan quickly. And if they fuck up reading the slogan, a machine comes up and smacks their nuts. It's a version of Jeff Jarrett's Slap Nuts or Nutbuster, but you see these poor guys getting their nuts slapped, and this is not like a little gentle tap. No, this is full spring snap. I mean, holy shit!
This makes it worse than a Ric Flair low blow makes that look nice.
I kind of know stuff like that because I watch Japanese game shows. There's stuff like that called Batsu, and it's basically punishment game. Basically.
Yeah.
So basically, this is like a punishment game. If they don't say it quickly, pop.
Wow. Unreal.
Yeah, I always love watching those shows. Can't understand the hell out of them, but anybody can understand balls ache.
Yeah, and of course, we don't have the son of a bitch here to watch this, so...
Andy said he would be on.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be getting his own punishment later on tonight, so...
I think I know what Rick is talking about. If it's that one picture I seen, oh, fuck. Why, Andy?
These poor bastards. These poor bastards, that's all I can say.
To the old man at the end?
Oh,
yeah, the dude in red. Oh, my
nuts.
damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
For the record,
he's trying to hold his nutsack up.
Japanese.
You think of something like, I wonder if one of these guys would cheat and never wear a cup.
Could you blame them if they did?
Yeah, or either that, would you think that, the host would be, looking down his pants and say, okay, you wearing a cup and shit, He'd probably get bitch slapped if he did.
I'm not at home right now, but I want to see this when I get home.
You mean you want to see guys getting bitch slapped in the nuts?
Yes, entertainment.
Oh, sure.
No, James has a weird fetish.
Okay.
Hey. I don't have a weird fetish.
Are you on the bus right now, James?
No, I'm walking.
Oh, you're walking.
I'm walking
James
in the
on
street.
the street goes clap, 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 clap. James on the street goes clap, 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 all through the town.
I know Lance is ready for the show because I know what he's going to do right when you introduce him.
Are you damn right?
Me and Lance was talking, like, yep, I know what he's doing.
Yeah, but James doesn't know what else is going to be on the show tonight.
You don't know, do you? I might not.
Yeah, I kind of gave him a little bit of a heads up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Of the concept.
The concept is called the HWR. We're going to confront you, troll bastard award. And for those people who don't read our HWR banners, you're just as slow in the head as an emu, and they live in Texas.
Oh, no. I think we need to... Who's that referring to?
Mr.
Will,
Bird,
I think
you buried that troll that was making fun of the Triple H picture I put yesterday when I put
yes, my good friend Bridge Newberry.
Well, he's from Oregon, but he looks like he's from Texas, so I'm not giving a damn.
Will, you did a very good Terry Gordy right there. Hey, Michael, you gotta see this fucker, Michael.
Well,
I don't know who's Terry.
For Bridge Newberry, who's listening to this, if you are, you know what? We invite you to come onto the show, and of course, this is we've invited you before, and again, if you come on in, obviously, we want you to come on the show, and obviously we'll give you the proper respect if you give us the proper respect. So by all means, we want you to come on, and say your piece. Obviously, you've said your piece on the show, on the webpage, so by all means, come on in. And, we know that you said that you only have a phone, and if you can come on Facebook via phone, you can load the Skype page, so by all means. So we're just going to leave it at that, and so...
Oh, yeah, by the way, if you don't know where I'm at, I'm actually right where the location of WrestleMania 30 is going to be at.
Oh, excellent.
Gotta find places to stalk AJ, don't you?
No, shut up. It's called. I'm going to a basketball game that's next door to the Superdome.
It's called scouting your location.
James, get a couple of pictures of the building.
Oh Lord.
Make sure you find every place that you could sneak in or people can sneak into.
Well, speaking of AJ, guys, last week we were talking on the show about how Divas and their bodyguards kind of weren't getting along, and we kind of noticed how on both TNA and on the WWE, we saw Gail Kim and Lady Tapa, how their relationship broke down, and we also saw over in the WWE how Tamina and AJ, how their relationship broke down, guys. Joe, what do you think about this? Is this just a coincidence, or
you know what?
Just not coming?
I'm going to tell you this. It is not because I'm a TNA basher. It's straight off the bat. TNA saw that that Tamina and AJ were going to do it. They said, let's do it first. And I said this countless times, guys, and you know it. No matter what you do, whatever TNA does to copy WWE, no matter who does it first, even if TNA does it first, WWE is going to be more known for doing it. TNA can have a Daffy Duck segment where they have Samoa Joe get hit by a freaking piano hanging over the head. If it's a first, they'll try to do it, but then if WWE sees it and says, oh, that's a good idea, all right, Daniel, stand under this and we'll hit you with a heavier piano, even though it's a strict copy, but WWE is going to be known for doing it first because they're worldwide known. And I think TNA saw that Tamina and AJ were getting split. They did it first. To me, I didn't even care. I think I cared more for the AJ Tamina thing than Tapa and Gail Kim.
To me, I feel like with TNA, it was more of a split. With WWE, I don't think they have officially split yet. I think it was more of a push to frustration. I don't.
Yeah.
It was more. I think they could still be a team right now, but I think later on, maybe next week or even a week after, they're gonna split up. No later than WrestleMania will they split up.
Well, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're hearing James, the way he's sounding, he's right outside stalking AJ's house. He's just waiting for the right opportunity for CM Punk to go to the store.
House.
Yeah.
No, I'm nowhere near Chicago nor Tampa Bay, okay?
But on a serious note, obviously, I think the WWE is going to stretch their storyline out a little bit more because obviously they're going to make the Tamina AJ story a little bit more of a feud. Now, whether it's going to be at WrestleMania where they're going to have a match, or maybe even after WrestleMania to maybe even Backlash where their feud starts. Because
you mean Extreme Rules?
Extreme Rules, sorry. I always have my pay-per-views after that. After WrestleMania, I don't know in what order they go. So, shows you how much of a wrestling fan I really am. People can bash on me for that one, so
for me,
I really don't give a fuck. So,
for me, if they want to feud for the title, if Tamina wants to feud for the title, they're going to have to let AJ retain the title at Mania. Because what I think is that they're going to have Nikki, Naomi, or even both go for that Divas Championship at Mania.
To have another triple threat, that wouldn't make sense. Will, what do you think? Do you think do you see two triple threats at WrestleMania?
Well, knowing how the structure of how WrestleMania goes with so much time and everything like that, well, I would be for it as long as they don't prolong the damn match like they always done it before. Then I'm to it. But I just think down the road it wouldn't work, but since we're close to Mania, I wouldn't see why not, because Naomi's already due for a rematch. Nikki, I don't know, to be honest with you. But
the fact is that Nikki and Naomi both can say that they have pinned the Divas champion. If they want to Tamina,
don't forget, you also have Natalya, who made the champion submit.
Yeah,
so that's another person.
But she already had her shot at main event, lame event, in the words of Rick, 2 weeks ago, and she lost. So
unfortunately, true.
So basically, unless they want to add Tamina to make it a fatal four, it's going to be a triple threat.
So, so we know that Natalya's pretty much already lost her shot, so she's out of the picture, or at least the title run for the moment. I think she's out. So now we have Naomi, who's pretty much back in the run. We have Nikki Bella, who appears. I don't think she's really in the run. I think she's just pretty much was just in there while Naomi was recouping. I think the real person who's up for the title run, my guess personally is still Naomi, guys. Lance, what do you think?
Yeah, to me it needs to be one-on-one. I mean, one triple threat match at any pay-per-view. Personally, for me, is too many. I'm really not a fan of triple threats, but yeah, if we're gonna have one, keep it at one.
So I'm guessing what we'll probably see is, like I said, maybe we're seeing the cracks between the two. We'll probably see Tamina and AJ probably work together. Maybe at WrestleMania we'll probably see them officially split up, and that's where the feud will start. That's my guess. So.
Well, let me chime in something real quick. As far as a booking experience that I have, you don't want to book another triple threat match, because then it takes away from the other match. If the first triple threat match is the shits, then you don't want to have another one that people are going to think it's the shits. So if they are going to do something with the Divas title and AJ and Naomi and whomever, you might see a fatal four-way, just so there's more confusion, which will make more sense. Tamina can accidentally hit AJ and says, "Oh, I thought it was this girl," because there's so many running around. I think that makes more sense. So you might see a Nikki, you might see a Naomi, you might see a Natalya, all four of them, because those are the only four right now on the top that has been fighting in win-loss. So I think that's what's going to most likely happen at Mania, a fatal four-way for the Divas title.
And you know what? That's another thought that I don't think none of us really thought about. It's possible. I think we're not even going to know that until at least again, and maybe even next week. Time will tell, guys.
If they would do a triple threat for the Divas, they could make Daniel Bryan and Triple H go to a non-contest and make that a fatal four-way.
I don't see that happening. I think we're going to probably talk about that later on tonight when we get to our main show. I think there's going to be an absolute definitive winner, and I think that's what they want to see. But again, WrestleMania always has a twist. They always have they like to throw at least one curveball in. But again, that's something to be talked about again later on tonight. Let's move along, guys. I noticed that I was watching NXT this past weekend, and they had on their commentary team Jason Albert. Now, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's no longer going under the name Tensai. Now, Will, you usually watch NXT. Have you noticed? Did you notice that Tensai, or I'm sorry, now known as Jason Albert, on the commentary team? And he's not there.
She's looking out the window at the girls next door. Well, here's another thing for you, Rick. Word just broke out that Tony Schiavone was in the big McMahon home, in the big McMahon office today, and they were negotiating with him as for bringing him for the network or for one of the commentary tables for one of the shows.
That would be good. I believe it or not, a lot of people may say, but I loved Tony Schiavone in WCW.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
With the Tony Schiavone thing, that those reports was that he was there last week. No, a couple weeks ago, and he was going to do something for the network. He said that he is not up for a return back to the booth because he don't think his voice can handle something like that anymore, like how it was in WCW.
Thanks for correcting me, James.
All right. Yeah, I didn't even know that he was even in WWE, at all. That just shows how how much I've even been following up with him.
But it's good that here, the WWE obviously is going to pull off as many surprises for the network as possible. I could see Schiavone doing a part-time gig. Again, money talks, and if the money's on the table and it looks good, I could see him doing part-time. They need credible commentators.
Yeah. While we're talking about the network, there was rumors that they were canceling that 1 week subscribers right before WrestleMania, because that's what they wanted to, they didn't want people having the free week before WrestleMania, because obviously for the obvious reasons. But also there was some reports that I read that the people who canceled, they were trying to find some way of bringing those people who canceled back. Has anybody else heard about that one?
Yes, I have. WWE was even offering them a second trial to watch their product. So, that's one of the things that was popping up everywhere, that a lot of people, this wasn't a small number of subscribers, this was a lot of people who decided, this is not worth it, and dropped and decided to cancel their subscriptions before they got charged. So WWE offered them a second chance to view the product again for another, I think, week.
Yeah, another week. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's just for another week. It's really, I kind of find that funny that they're canceling it for a second week, but then they kind of pull it. They pull out their initial week, but then they're giving people who already canceled a second chance. How do you find? How would you give them? How does that make any sense? I don't find the logic behind that.
Well, in a business sense, it makes a lot of sense, because you're trying to entice that group to come back and give it a second shot. Every time I've watched the product so far, I would get a survey saying, how do you like the product? And I always put it needs work. So
yeah.
A lot of people, in a business sense, if your product isn't selling well, you either try to keep giving them free samples to get them hooked, like a junkie, or, or you just say, forget it, we're not doing it. But obviously the numbers are not as strong for the network, so they're trying to keep people there.
Well, let me ask you, as a subscriber, what do you feel that they really need to work on? I mean, we've talked before with people who had networks, how they're having problems with the product being very, very laggy and other issues. What issues do you think that they have to work on now, if they could?
Well, follow through what the network is supposed to be. At least in my opinion, they're missing a lot of what they promised, which was the old videos. Some of the videos are just not there. That's advertised, saying, oh, you can click on this and watch, I don't know, let's just throw out an old AWA video, and you don't see that. It's not there. Or it's like, it's missing. And then you skip and move on to the next one. So I think that's mostly what it is they're offering, hey, you can see this anytime you want, and you don't see it. At least that's on my end.
Okay. Now they say you can watch any WWE pay-per-view, any WrestleMania. Is that there?
Not for me. And also they advertise for WCW and ECW. And there's at least they have most of the ECW pay-per-views. I'm not talking about the WWE version, the true classic ECW. So I was actually enjoyed that part.
I think all the WrestleManias are there.
Well, again, some people may have it, but again, Joe, as a subscriber, he's saying he's not having it. Now, I cannot make any kind of judgments because I've never had the network, so I don't know. I am literally...
I have the network, and I see all the WrestleManias here.
Okay, so James, let me ask you, if you could make a judgment, if you could say what could be better for the network, what's missing from the network, or do you think the network's perfect?
Right now, more or less, the main concern is the streaming. Because if the streaming sucks and it comes to WrestleMania and the stream is down, that's going to be a big problem with WWE. I think they need to... Go ahead.
Go ahead. So streaming is still an issue then?
Yeah, streaming is still an issue for the network when it comes to those big things.
And WrestleMania is 3 weeks away, and we still have those kind of issues, guys. Lance, from hearing all this, would you right now get the network, or would you still kind of steer clear of it?
Honestly, I said this as soon as from the very start. I ain't touching this damn thing till the bugs worked out.
All right. Will, are you back with us?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, you've heard pretty much all of the things from both Joe and both James. Hearing all this, would you go out and try the network for that 1 week, or are you just going to steer clear?
Fuck no.
And I have to say the same thing.
Because why get a product if they promise you something that it'll be 100% fixed, and they say you can go on ahead, and next thing you know, you see is video unavailable. Please reload the page or try again in a few minutes. Kind of a crock of shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And hold on one second, we're about to bring the son of a bitch on.
It's about to get interesting.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Andy? How we doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
We're doing all right, and we're in the moment, and we were just talking about the WWE Network, and
that won't take long.
Yep, typical Andy entrance.
Yep. But you know what, Andy? I saw one of your pictures today. Is there something you need to tell us?
Oh,
no, it's you ungrateful people. It's cancer. It's for cancer research. And all you Americans just do what you usually do and ignore it. You're supposed, if you're female, you're supposed to post a picture of yourself with no makeup on, and if you're a bloke, you're supposed to post a picture of yourself with makeup on.
Oh shit! Does that mean I have to go get makeup on now?
You'll probably have to take yours off and start again.
Oh shit!
Oh, let me tell you, Andy, you look as cute as a Dickens.
The secret's out.
I tell you what, though, Monday, I've got to say this, if it's on the moment, I've got to say this, if it's on the moment, all I can say is, thanks very much, Stephanie McMahon, for basically telling everybody in black and white that Daniel Bryan is going to go through to the three-way. You stupid bitch.
Well, you know what? We're going to be talking about that on the next show, but you're really 100% positive, even though that Triple H kind of said if he doesn't win, he's going to go on to win, go on to the main event.
And what did she say to him?
Well, why don't you, since you're on the show, go ahead.
You can't be the Vince McMahon role and be the WWE champion. So she's basically told everybody that he ain't going to be the WWE champion because he ain't going to go through to the next round, and she's going to make sure of it. She made that quite clear. Well done, fucking Stephanie. You've got to have a brain the size of a peanut to believe he was going to beat Daniel Bryan anyway, but well done, Stephanie. You've just screwed it for everybody that does believe. And then Billy sent me a thing about who's going to be at the WWE WrestleCon thing, and they're all fucking TNA wrestlers. What the hell's that got to do with WrestleMania?
That's not WWE related.
It's not. No, it's not. It's WrestleCon. WrestleCon is our independent wrestling show.
I thought, what the hell's going on here? Sting, Goldberg, and all the other retards.
Well, believe it or not, is again another show. Sting is actually strongly considering possibly going to WWE. That was actually a big thing that was discussed last week. He was even at his own. He was at a show last week in the UK. And he even talked about possibly his last match wanting to wrestle the Undertaker.
I gotta say, it's about damn time the man finally, wakes up from that little TNA trash and finally does the one thing: get the money payday, get the big payday, get in there, do your one match, get into the Hall of Fame. Not obviously not this year, but next year, and get the proper due, because TNA is just it's just like slapping them back and forth. So it's a good thing. It's good to see Sting finally wake up. And who knows, you might even see the guy show up at WrestleMania. He might pop up there on the rafters or something. But I think it's about time this man woke up.
Yeah, it's a little late. Again, it's the thing though is again, we know that he's going to get a good paycheck, but we also know without question he's not going to be the one that's going to beat the Undertaker. Obviously, he's going to lose to the Undertaker, unfortunately, just like everyone else is. It's kind of a situation, but hey, it's a paycheck, it's a payday. Lance, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, he got to do it for, to quote Vince McMahon, the money.
Yeah. Will, obviously, I mean, all of us here are big Sting fans.
Yes.
Sting versus the Undertaker match, knowing though that Sting, without a question, is going to lose against the Undertaker, is this a match that you would be looking forward to?
Fuck yeah. Of course. Because no young fan would know who Sting and Undertaker is, but for people here in this panel that know who Sting and Undertaker is, I would definitely sit back, watch the match, and not cry like a little 13, 14-year-old that's like, oh, where's Cena, Daniel Bryan? I want Sting and Undertaker, motherfucker. I want to see this. This is a match in the making. You know how illustrious this would be? I know it. Would you?
Now, let me throw in something, Rick. If Undertaker goes undefeated in this WrestleMania, then next year it will have to be him and Sting. And I'm going to throw a little swerve on it. If this is going to be the last Undertaker match and Sting's retirement match, wouldn't it make more sense if they both ended up in a draw that they just could not continue? The match ends in a draw. Undertaker's streak is still solid because he didn't lose. Sting didn't lose. So it's a win-win situation, and the fans got to see it.
Right.
And imagine the hype. The Phenom versus the Icon.
The only thing is, it should happen this year, not next year. Because if it's going to happen next year, we might as well not watch it, because we know Brock Lesnar's going to get his arse handed to him. Well, we knew that anyway, but now we definitely know.
Well, yeah, but looking at the way that Paul Heyman's been actually pushing this match, and I hate to say it, but Paul Heyman's points are legitimate. Every person that Undertaker has been fighting over the past couple of years, HBK, CM Punk, and Triple H, Brock Lesnar has dominated, beaten the shit out of.
And have I not said for the last 4 or 5 years, everybody's carried the Undertaker's arse for the last 10?
Exactly, and you have Undertaker where he was literally almost being carried out, and almost on a stretcher, and if the Undertaker wins, it's just going to be a joke, and we've talked about this over and over again, almost to the point where it's like we're like blue in the face, guys.
I mean, I've heard people, and even people on the team say, oh yeah, I like the Undertaker against Triple H, I like the Undertaker against Shawn. They've all been the shits. The last 5 years of Undertaker fighting whoever he's fought have been the shits. He's had his arse handed to him on a tray for 25 minutes, and then he gets a lucky win. Shit break match, in my opinion. For the last 5 years, he hasn't had one decent match at WrestleMania. Not one.
Well, you know what, Andy? Next week we're going to have a top story. We're going to have the Steelers and the Stinkers, the top 5 great matches of WrestleMania, and the top stinkers of WrestleMania. So I'm sure you have a few matches that you want to talk about.
Well,
for stinkers.
my definitely top 5 stinkers of WrestleMania are the last 5 Undertaker matches.
Well, we'll definitely have you be chiming in on those. So that's going to be next week's. This week, as we come in to our show on Hardcore Wrestling Radio, we'll be talking about, which is wrestlers who have taken their ball and gone home. And that's going to be the show coming up. So, Well, we're going to wrap things up here on In The Moment. Andy, why don't you tell everyone where we can find you at?
Yes, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com under Mr. Twatface.
Joe, you are the classic manager. Where can they find you at?
All right, right now you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Joseph Knight Manager. That's where you can find me.
All right. Lance, you're over at Lance Moss at youtube.com. Where can they find you at?
YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV, and I do album reviews, NASCAR reviews, non-NASCAR discussions. I'm sorry, written with my cooking videos, a little bit of guitar work, and whatever else pops into my head.
We have the iVlog tag team in the house. First, we have the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, where can they find you at?
Of course, you can find me at www.ivlog.tv/user/Bay Area NBV. Me and James do always the same thing, video games, game show runs, sports debates, wrestling talk, and open forum discussions. Come check us out.
And then James from the Big Easy. James, where can they find you at?
ivlog.tv/user/fatboy504, what MVP just said, basically.
And, of course, you can always find us over our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And then check us out over our other pages at dailymotion.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio and at youtube.com/HWR Show. So for everyone here, I'm the Shining Star, Rick Star, saying we'll see you when we see you. Thank you for listening to this edition of In The Moment. Be sure to follow us over at our YouTube page at youtube.com/HWR Show and over at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Until the next time, this is the Shining Star Rick Star saying we'll see you when we see you.